So when this artist came in, she was unknown. She would go on to sell millions and millions of albums. She came in, and I immediately changed my top 5. And she went to number 1.
I remember.
From not even being on it. Do you remember that? And I remember Leslie booked this because she always had to work Jimmy and me to get us to buy in when she would book somebody. And I'll tell you, it happened with Counting Crows.
Yep.
It happened with, there were several throughout the year. She'll be like, hey, this little band. And we're like, ugh, who's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this new female artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leslie came in and was like, okay, Barnes, I booked this one specifically for you. And so she comes in, and it was Dido.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, who's Dido? And it would go out to be that we became really good friends. And it was a really, when she came to Atlanta, we would go out to eat. Just go to Food 101 right there on Roswell Road.
And she's such an incredible artist, too.
Yeah, she is gorgeous and talented. And this is Dido on the Best of the Morning X, the first time we met her. Please welcome to the show Dido and her guitarist Vinny.
Dido.
From England. Hello,
Good morning, Dido.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
Like to first lob a compliment because we have a lot of artists that come up here early in the morning, and you may be one of the first artists that has come in here in years who has showered, run a comb through her hair, dressed nicely. I mean, really, you look beautiful. I mean, usually they come up here and they're like stinky, and you know they got that.
I'll know for next time.
And Vinny, you look good too.
And Vinny. I was talking. Wait, I was talking to Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dido, you're okay too.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, Dido, what's your brother's name? Rolo?
Yeah, I heard you talking about this.
Well, we're confused. Are there a lot of O's? What's the deal? You're the only 2 siblings?
Yes, and my name is because it rhymes with my brother's name.
Is he older or younger?
He's older.
He's older. Dido and Rolo. What are your parents' names?
Claire and William.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's like we've got normal names.
Yeah,
Let's torture our kids.
Take it out on our children.
So there's no story behind the name Dido.
There's got to be.
Yeah, there is. She was an African queen.
Dido.
In Latin literature. And my parents, they're not hippies. They're just sort of, they're into the whole Latin thing.
And what about Rolo?
That's just short for Roland.
Oh,
so it's a nickname.
We should have known that.
Tell me, when you were in school, how much teasing you got?
So much. I really hated them.
Like what would kids say? Like what would Dido, Fido? Like what would kids do?
Oh no, everything. The whole works. Any connotation you can imagine.
Oh my God, you must have.
And I went to a boys' school as well for a couple of years, so you can imagine. What that was.
How do you spell it?
Dido.
It's Dido. See, and then the real perverse people start adding letters.
Exactly.
And then it gets even more
Or they call
out of
her
control.
Ditto.
Ditto.
But like, at some point, because like I got friends who have kind of strange first names, so they use their middle name.
My middle names are worse.
Worse than Dido?
We don't know what that is.
Not worse than Dido, not in a...
No.
What's like more different than Dido?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I've got a few.
Well,
one of them's Cloud, which is just...
Dido Cloud?
How can you say your parents weren't hippies? Dido Cloud. Dido.
I so wish that I could say that they, took loads of drugs and that's why they did it, but they didn't. They're totally, they did it in a rational moment.
What is your last name?
Just Armstrong.
Dido Cloud Armstrong.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like it would have been one of the members of Manson's family. Dido Cloud Armstrong. Because it's a kind of hippie name, and then like...
That's right, they're with the Moon Unit deal, with Zappa.
So let me ask you, because you, Leslie has mentioned you were in a band a very, very successful band in England. So what, 5 million...
Faithless.
So why did you decide to break away from that success story and go solo?
Well, I never sort of really planned to stay forever. I wasn't even a core part of the band. I was, doing some writing with them, singing with them, and, I was just a small part of it. So, I was just always doing my own thing at the same time. But I took the opportunity, they were touring for a year and a half around Europe, so I went with them because it was a good experience.
Dido wants to go solo. How did the American record company find you?
They called. They found. I actually still to this day don't know exactly how they heard stuff. But
someone
it's kind
said
of an
you gotta
amazing
see
story.
Dido.
Yeah.
What was that call like when you found out that Clive Davis from Arista Records wanted to meet with you.
Well, to me, I didn't know who he was, so but everyone else was very excited.
I think you do now.
I do now.
Well, for those
I knew quite quickly.
And for those who still don't know, I mean, he's probably one of the biggest names ever in the recording industry in American music.
Yeah, I found that out within about 2 hours of the call. And I went to see him the next day, and in his sort of suite in a very, very plush hotel in London, and sang for him, and he made an offer.
How awkward is that to walk into this suite at a hotel and just start going for it?
Very. And it was just this room absolutely surrounded with mirrors everywhere, so all I could see was myself, so I'm just standing there with just hundreds of me sort of around. It was just horrible.
Now you're obviously with a major label and one of the most respected managers in the business, but when you were first starting out, I mean, here you are, a very attractive young woman in a business that does attract its share of slime balls. I mean, it really does. Did you encounter a lot of that when you were playing small clubs and maybe kind of slimy managers or...
Yeah, I had a slimy manager.
Had, past tense?
Had. I don't have one. No.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, that was, the first year and a half was really difficult because that ended up in a sort of bit of a legal battle and that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I got quite a quick introduction into how people, view you. They want to make money and quickly.
Or maybe guys who thought, you need to wear something that like shows off your body more. Or something
that didn't happen, but that probably passed way over my head. Just ignoring them. But it was the first year and a half was pretty dodgy. But after that, I hooked up with very good people, and being part of the whole Faithless camp of who are all friends, they're people I trust. It wasn't a problem after that.
How many songs did you sing for Clive Davis that day?
About 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And what did he say after the performance?
Did he sit there expressionless, or does he tap his foot and get into it?
He sang along.
He was singing along?
Yeah, he has the lyric sheet, and I'd done lyric sheets for him, and he sat there and he sort of had his arm around me and sang along. It was great.
Had his arm around you and sang along.
Did he?
Then he started just pouring money on top of you.
Did he make you an offer right then and there, or
about quite quickly afterwards, but not then and there? Yeah. Well, I mean, it was amazing.
We don't have mirrors, but we have a lot of dogs, so why don't you see if you can make them howl? They might sing along with you. We don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's National Bring Your Dog to Work Day. I guess they don't do that in England, huh?
I think they do have a sort of national Bring Your Pet to
Bring
Work.
Your Pet to Work Day. Yeah. So we apologize for all the dogs here, but we'd love to hear you sing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This is Dido, live on the Morning X. Dido.
Jesus, that was hot.
You okay, Jimmy?
Whew. Yeah, that was good. That was very good. That was
Man, you're all worked up over there.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
All right.
There's more to the story. This bit resumes after a brief intermission. More Best of the Morning X is coming up next on 99X.